Well, after getting the new exotic marksman rifle, I end up testing it for many hours because obviously I do love making one-shot builds. I mean, if you follow my channel, you know that. So I just needed to see if it's going to perform better than the typical, headhunter and determined talent builds, which we can easily just use it and loop around those headshots with just landing body shots. It's just fairly easy to use like that. But with this one, you have to keep in mind that you can only land headshots, no body shots, just headshots only. So I do have a bunch of setups that I want to show you. I think this video is going to get a little bit longer. Bear with me if you're looking for a build to, put this marksman rifle on and you're not figuring out how to do it. Well, this might be the video for you. Like I said, I have a bunch of setups that I want to show you, including the damage testing, solo variants, crazy high single target damage, and also multi-target damage. Yeah, like Turmoil, for example. So yeah, without any further ado, let me show you all the builds. Now, as for the builds, well, like I said, I do have multiple variants to show you. I'm going to start with the solo one first. So if you're a solo player, you want to clear some like legendary mission, retaliation, you just want to play solo with it. This is the build I actually recommend because with this, we have tons of survivability and also really high damage at the same time, like 65 million per shot, which is pretty good. 63 to 65 million, something like that. So yeah, it is really high damage too. And like I said, plenty of survivability. We do have armor and kill, bonus armor, and also like a healing drone to like heal us on top of that. You can change this to a decoy if you want to. It's totally up to you. Now I'm staying with the gunner specialization for all the variants of the build because it's very important because we need that a little bit of armor and kill because this one we're still fine because we're using HOTSHOT. But the other variants that does not use HOTSHOT, they need some help, like healing basically. So that's why I'm staying with the gunner, losing a little bit of damage from the sharpshooter specialization, but staying with the gunner, trying to just survive basically. So yeah, and don't forget to add that extra 15% of weapon damage, marksman rifle damage in your gunner specialization, okay? Now, as for the build, well, like I said, I'm using 4 pieces of HOTSHOT. So for my mask, I have weapon damage, headshot damage, and headshot damage mod. For the holster, I have weapon damage and headshot damage. For the knee pads here, I have weapon damage and headshot damage. And again, for the backpack, same thing, weapon damage, and headshot damage mod. Now, the reason why I chose the backpack here, at first I was using something like a Habsburg piece, where I was using the Vigilance talent. But since I'm using a solo variant of the build, like this is the solo build, so I thought like using the backpack is more valuable over here. Plus, we are not losing damage because we're using the gloves. So with this, we can actually miss our shot one time and it won't reset the HOTSHOT buff. So that's pretty sweet. And so we can keep all of this thing going on. If you keep landing the headshot, that is, so this is pretty sweet. And we don't have to worry about, losing damage if we get shot, losing vigilance talent damage, basically. So yeah, that's the 4 pieces of HOTSHOT here. And I'm using the chain killer right now because it activates the perfect headhunter really quickly. Like with just 1 kill, you will fully activate headhunter. You don't have to get a second kill to activate headhunter or a 3rd kill. Just 1 kill will fully proc your headhunter, which is pretty sweet with this one. So I'm staying with this. But if you have an Airaldi chest piece, that will actually do a bit more damage because Airaldi adds extra like marksman rifle damage there. So that will be a bit better. But this is the chest piece. I'm staying with it. I'm pretty sure most of you all have it. So that's why I honestly would have recommended the Habsburg, which I will do on the other variants. So don't worry about that because it is a bit hard to farm this particular chest piece. So we'll get to it in a moment. But for now, I'm just staying with the chain killer for the solo variant. Now, for the gloves, obviously, it's the OVERDOGS, the new exotic gloves. So we get that weakest link talent, which amplifies our weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking enemies currently in combat. And we have our tier 1, 2, and 3 enemies over here. You can read the list if you want to, but honestly, it doesn't matter. The moment you are in combat, you're firing, you're shooting your weapon, you're going to hit those numbers without any issue. You just have to make sure that when there's a boss enemy or any like higher priority enemy, something like a hunter, like a rogue agents or something, make sure you take down a low priority target first and then shoot that boss enemy to hit that higher number. Otherwise, you're just going to do the normal damage of your build without the amplified damage. Now, same thing applies for the marksman rifle, that is, because this one gives you the high priority target. So that's our new exotic marksman rifle, which is Shroud. This is exactly how I actually got it. I just optimized the headshot damage a little bit. I actually got it with maxed out marksman rifle damage and damage to armor. So I'm staying with it. I don't want to waste my resources, like exotic components, for example, to reroll it to trying to get that damage to target out of cover. Plus, nowadays, damage to target out of cover most of the time is a dead stat because enemies are staying in cover quite very often. So I do prefer the damage to armor. So I'm happy with it. This is my personal choice. I'm just okay with this. I don't want to change this. So I added expertise here as well. So yeah, I'm not changing this at all. Now, as for the talent, like I said, it gives you that high priority target, which amplifies your weapon damage by 125% to the highest ranking enemies currently in combat. And like I said, the gloves was lowest ranking enemies, right? So all you had to do, point and shoot. That's it. That's all I can say. Like you see an enemy and you see their head, they're trying to aim at the head and fire your weapon. That's it. Things will die quickly. You will proc your headhunter and you'll do crazy damage. Just make sure if there's a boss enemy, you take down just any enemy before the boss and then shoot the boss and you'll hit them with a very high damage number. Otherwise, when you're trying to take down any enemies, in the room or whatever, just play normally how you play a marksman rifle build. That's all I can say. Just try not to land body shots. Try to land those headshots because there is no determined talent. So if you've been using determined talent a lot, you might be a little rusty there. So trying to get those headshots going, because it's always a nice feeling to land that headshot and get that kill. I mean, just like a self-satisfaction there to get those one-shot headshot kills. I mean, I don't know why, but it feels nice. So yeah, give it a go with this one, okay? Just try to practice. You'll be better. Now, as for the other variants of the build, well, I just going to change the pieces a little bit here and there, which I will show you in a moment. But first, let's just show you the damage of this build and how the damage actually works. First, let me just show you the stats. You can see this is my headshot damage over here. And there's not really much to see in the defensive one, just the armor on kill 10%. So yeah. Let's just try and see how much damage it does, okay? So I'm going to try and proc the headhunter here. Like I already have a named target set over here. And I have an elite target over here. And over there, there's multiple different type of target. That's basically creating a scenario, like a legendary mission or something like that. Or any mission or something. You have multiple color type of enemies like red, purples, elites, and a boss. Okay. So we're going to try to proc the headhunter by shooting the elite over there. And once I activated the headhunter, you can see it's fully procced. Like you don't need a second shot kill to activate headhunter fully. It's already fully procced, so which is pretty sweet because we're using chain killer, right? Now I'm going to shoot the boss enemy. You can see 60 million right there. See, this is what I said. Just before you trying to kill the boss enemy, you're trying to get that kill on another enemy and then shoot the boss. Why I said that? Because I just took down the boss with 60 million, right? If I shoot the same boss, let's say there's two boss, right? I took down one boss and now I want to hit the other boss. If you hit the second boss, watch this. 22 million. That was a crit though, but 22 million. It's not the higher number. So yeah, that's why I said if you want to take down the boss enemy or like a higher priority kind of enemy, make sure you take down any other lower priority target and then shoot the boss, and you can see you'll hit the higher number. So if you keep on doing like this, you can see I'm consistently hitting the higher damage number, and not a single time I'm going to drop my number. So if I shoot the purple over there, the red over there, and then the boss over here, and then obviously the elite over there, you can see consistently I'm hitting that 62, 63 million, 65, which is crit obviously. So yeah, this is happening easily without any issue. Now, if you're using the marksman rifle build already and you're seeing lower damage number, that's because you're hitting the same priority target consistently. Like, look at this. So you can see if I keep shooting the elite target right there, like there are a bunch of elites and I'm shooting the same kind of assault elite and they don't belong to the different priority. I mean, the tier, it'll keep on giving me that same damage, which means that I need to hit something else, which is a different priority target. So if there is, let's say, a drone operator or an engineer or something, if I shoot them, then it will give me a different damage, which means it will activate the amplified damage and it will give me higher damage number. Again, you don't have to worry about all of this. Just point and shoot. Just make sure if there's a boss enemy, you take down a low priority target, and then take down the high priority target. Simple as that. So that way you can do higher damage numbers. That's basically how you should be playing this. Now, if I do some changes here, trying to make that crazy high number, like we're already hitting a very high number, which is like, 62, 63 million, but you want to see even more higher number, right? So let me just change the backpack and change it to Habsburg over here. And we're going to change the chest piece again to the Habsburg as well. We're going to add the headshot damage mod from the chain killer. There it is. Yep, there you go. And now we're going to use it like this. We're going to change the knee pads as well in a moment. But right now, let's just try with 3 pieces of HOTSHOT and 2 pieces of Habsburg and the exotic gloves. Now, if I show you my stats, you can see my headshot damage actually increased a little bit. So let's give this one a go. We're going to try to proc Headhunter there. You can see procs it with 1 shot, completely activated. So it doesn't matter if you have perfect Headhunter or normal Headhunter, which in this case we have normal Headhunter, it will activate fully, okay? So there you go, 79 million. Right there, 81 million, that was a crit, 79 million again. So basically 79 million is our damage to the enemies, which is pretty sweet. So that's really awesome. And if I just keep shooting the same target again, like if you want to see the raw damage of the build, you can see that is actually 27 million per shot without the amplified damage, okay? That was a crit there. Yeah, 27 million without the amplified damage. If I shoot a different target now, you can see 78 million. Now if I shoot the boss, 82 million, that was a crit, but usually that is 79 million. So yeah, not bad, not bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. However, we can get higher. We're going to change the knee pads now and change it to something like Airaldi. Airaldi gives us 10% marksman rifle damage. We have weapon damage and headshot damage here. Now if I show you my stats with this, you can see headshot damage actually dropped quite a lot, right? We lost like 30% of headshot damage. Let's see how much damage we can actually do with this. 78 million there, 80 million here. So you can see it's actually doing more damage even though we lost headshot damage because we added weapon damage and the amplified damage that we have from the weapon, it's getting that extra weapon damage to amplify on. That's why our damage actually increased rather than decreasing. So you can see 80 million easily on that, 79 million over there, 80 million over there. So yeah, and if I show you the raw damage of this build, like if you, let's say, don't have the amplified damage, you're going to be doing 28 million. So yeah, that. So that's with the Airaldi. Now, I know some of you guys will ask me, like, what if we try to use something like Fox Sprayer? Yep, there are usually people that always ask about Fox Sprayer. So let's just do that. I do have a Fox Sprayer here with headshot damage already on it. So let's just swap to it. And if I show you the stats, exactly the same stats as the Airaldi variant. So yeah, let's try and see if we can do more damage because, on paper, it's supposed to do more damage, right? Now, we'll see about that. You can see 79 million. 78 million, 82, that was a crit, 78 over there, 82 again, that was a crit, okay. We got 78 over there, 79. So 79 is basically what's the main damage versus the Airaldi that was doing 80 million. So the Fox Sprayer is actually not beating Airaldi in terms of the damage, but the raw damage here is also lower here, as you can see, 27 million, where the Airaldi was 28 there, right? So that's the Fox Sprayer. Now, if I change it to something like the Turmoil, this is more fun. I actually had more fun with Turmoil. There is a downside though. Like there is pros for this build, like the Turmoil, that you will be taking down multiple targets really quickly. And since you're going to be taking down multiple targets, there is a chance you will be taking down something like high priority and low priority at the same time. So that's kind of fun. And you will clear the room really quickly. Like I call this an add clear build, like the marksman rifle build. It will wipe out the group of enemies that are in the room very, very quickly. The downside is you have to activate Headhunter, which will take some time, which I'll show you in the shooting range. So if I try activate the Headhunter. Wait, let me show you the stats here. So crit chance is even lower. Sorry, not crit chance, sorry. The headshot damage is even lower here with this one because obviously we don't have headshot damage on the knee pads and also at the gloves, right? So if I try to activate Headhunter now, watch what happens. See that? It doesn't activate it. That was on the elite though. If I was to shoot on a red enemy somewhere, then it will actually activate. So you have to keep that in mind. So once I activate a Headhunter right now, you can see that is actually 50% rather than fully 100%. So that's the problem with the Turmoil knee pads. All the builds that I just showed you, every single one of it activated Headhunter after the first kill. but this one will not activate it after the first kill. So you have to get another one. And then you can see it's still even not activated fully. So I'm going to get another one, and now it's active. That's why I said it is a little bit of a problem with the Headhunter. But once you get it going, now watch. 68, 68. If I shoot over there, 70, that was a crit. 69, that was Turmoil damage. 69 million, 68 million. You can see we're taking down 2 targets with 69 to 68 million, which is pretty sweet, right? It is pretty sweet. So, like, look at that. I shot the elite over there, but the boss also died, right? So, yeah, it is kind of fun. It is really, really fun build, the Turmoil. And I had a lot of fun in the Legendary as well, and Retaliation and stuff. This Turmoil is really fun to use. But the only downside is to activate the Headhunter properly. It'll take some time to activate the Headhunter. But once this gets going, this becomes kind of crazy. That's all I can say. It is, like I said, a fun ad clear type of setup. So, you know, if you want, you can give it a try, or you can stay with your own, you know, headshot build, like the determined talent build. That's totally fine. So definitely let me know your thoughts in the comment section about it, and leave a like if you like the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Till then, peace.